Why is USCIS taking so long to decide their cases? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our office here in St. Louis, Missouri. There's been a lot of talk lately about immigration delays. Of course, this is one of the things that we spend a lot of time on. We sue USCIS in federal court in Washington, D.C. all the time, and it's now come to the attention to members of Congress and the media that the immigration slowdown is real. And what we're seeing are historic slowdowns. We're seeing cases taking 2 or 3 times as long as normal to get adjudicated. And there's been a real discussion about the source of that, and we're going to get to that. But first I want to tell you about the statistics. So we are at the highest level of backlogs that we've been since USCIS somewhat shut down after the terrorist attacks of 9/11. So that was in 2001. So we are at the biggest backlog we've been at in the last 18 years. And some people might think that this was just an overburdened agency not being able to hit their deadlines. That's not what this is. This is by design. Since the Trump administration came in, they've brought in people who have designed ways to slow down the immigration process, not just for Muslims like we've been seeing in the past, but for everybody. How do they do this? Well, number one, they send out ridiculous requests for evidence. Number two, they wait to schedule interviews longer and longer. A citizenship case used to take 5 or 6 months. Now it's taken 12 to 16 to 18 months. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is a agency that's funded by the people that pay the filing fees. For the most part, they get their budget exclusively from filing fees, and the idea that they are backlogged or that they aren't making enough money to keep up with the pace of work is ridiculous. Now, there was some testimony in Congress this week about where it comes from, and different members of Congress were debating back and forth. But to me, it seems clear that this is a feature, not a benefit of the Trump administration. What do I mean by that? This is by design. They sit around every day and think about ways to make life harder for immigrants, how to slow down immigration, how to make America white again. And that's really what we're seeing. What we're really seeing is the bureaucratic implementation of a racist policy by a man who ran on a Make America Great Again campaign. So this is not news to people like us who work in the immigration trenches every day. I'm glad that this is getting the attention that it deserves, but you have to understand that everything is slower now. Everything is more difficult. Everything is ridiculous. It's just an absolute joke the way that things are going. The BS that we have to deal with on a regular basis. We get requests for evidence for things that we've already presented to them. The other day we received 4 interview notices for cases that we filed 2 years ago, and our clients already had their green card. These people are clowns and they don't know what they're doing, and it's really getting ridiculous. They just put in this new guy, Ken Cuccinelli, and it's so ironic. On the day that he and others were talking about the delays at immigration, he announces that he's asked USCIS civil servants, the employees who work at USCIS, to go and volunteer to help ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, with processing. If it was up to this guy and his boss, Donald Trump, they would do away with USCIS, and immigration would strictly be an enforcement-only agency. That's what we're talking about. And when I talk about them being morons and clowns, I'm not talking about the frontline officers that we deal with every day. There are some very hardworking, very dedicated people. There are some bad apples, and there are some people that like to make life difficult. But for the most part, I think they're well-intentioned. I don't think a lot of them really appreciate the politicization of the office of USCIS, and I think that many of them wish that things were back to normal. I think that they share our frustration with many of the policies that the Trump administration has put in place. So what you need to know and what you need to pay attention to are the processing times. And I did a video the other day that's going to launch here on YouTube channel in a little bit about not getting too wrapped up in processing times, and that's true. But at the same time, we should all be outraged. We should all be concerned that this agency that is self-funded has unilaterally decided to slow everything down. There hasn't been a discussion of that. There hasn't been rulemaking for that. This is just them adding layers and layers of scrutiny, encouraging officers to deny as many cases as possible, encouraging officers to be difficult and to make life miserable for immigrants. And that's what we're seeing. That's what the cause of the delay is. They want to throw things out like, oh, it's DACA that's slowing down immigration. That's total BS. The number of DACA renewals are small, and it's very easy to renew a DACA case. These cases, the forms are very short. There are procedurally very simple cases. There's no interview. And it's only the policies of the Trump administration that have really slowed things down. So don't believe the hype. Don't listen to the nuts in Congress who are blaming it on the dreamers. Instead, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get updates like this one. Listen to us. Join us in our Facebook group, which is called Immigrant Home. We're also taking requests, as always. If you want to put a comment down below about a video you'd like for us to shoot or some questions you'd like for us to answer, or you can email us at info@hackinglawpractice.com. Give us a call at 314-961-8200. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.